Gail is the mother I've never had. I've never had the sister everybody would want and the friend that everybody needs. I don't know a better person. I don't know a better person. Well, that's me and ChatGPT, because ChatGPT, I can just ask it a fucking question. Girl, shit that nobody would even... Girl, I swear to fucking God. I just asked it, I asked it 100, it will just keep on going forever. 100 reasons why Paris Hilton is a villain. Girl, ChatGPT just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Going and going and going and going and going nonstop about how this bitch was born into fucking wealth and really at the end of the day should just keep her ass fucking quiet and just enjoy her fucking money and stop bothering people. I'm like, yes, that is so exactly that. Thank you. Thank you for telling me everything that I've been thinking literally since I was like fucking 0, since before I was even fucking born. Because really, let's be real, like if you had all that money, wouldn't you just be using it to like sit at a beach one day and not bother anyone? You know what I'm talking about? Like it's just so hard to bother someone because you're just like literally scuba diving 24/7. You know what I'm talking about? No, but instead she uses that money to you know what I'm talking about? Like she has fun torturing the fuck out of people. You know what I'm talking about? Like she has fun in that. She finds a lot of fun in manipulating the political sphere. You know, not really political, because you know what politics are. Politics are about diplomacy and tact. She loves chaos. She loves chaos. She lives for chaos. She loves when people are suffering, particularly me. I don't understand what her addiction is to see me suffering, but I think it might have to do with racism, because I look at my face and I'm just like, I think it might be racism. Like I think she might have something against it. It might be sexism and racism. Like I think she has a thing against guys. I have no idea why. I really don't. I think it's like fucking like childish bullshit. You know, whenever you're in school and like bullshit little bitches are like, oh yeah, girls with girls and boys with boys, and girls are better than boys. Girls go to Jupiter and boys get more stupider and blah, 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 blah. Wait, girls go to college to get more knowledge. Stupid shit like that. I think that bitch hasn't grown up from that. She's like a battle of the sexes type of person 24/7. She also has this thing with bothering gay men. I don't know why. She likes getting together with like people like Andy Cohen. I'm just saying, like in my high school at least, there were these groups of people that were like that. Maybe if I'd been to another high school, actually it was Spring High School. It wasn't the other high school I went to. It was just simply Spring High School, because Spring High School is fucking the epitome of fucking like the ghetto fucking high schools where just like bullshit goes down 24/7 and bullies reign. The teachers are fucking evil as shit. They don't give a flying fucking shit. The administration is horrible. Like it's just fucking horrible. It's like they'll let Lindsay Capuano live her dreams and become the fucking principal of the school. That's how Spring High School at Spring ISD in Spring, Texas operates. Hold on. That school is filled with evil people, and Paris Hilton, I'm just saying, Paris Hilton she strikes me as someone that would like really be like a star at that school. She would be a star because bullies are like the fucking like, they reign at that school. It's just a fucking, you know, whenever you go to school and you're just like, damn, like it's so crazy how this is called a school, but it feels more like a fucking prison filled with gangsters and shit. You know what I'm talking about? You know, when you're in school and you feel like, you know what I'm talking about? Like you're just in school and you think, okay, isn't school just for learning? But you're just like, you show up every day and it's just like, no, this is for criminals. Well, that's Paris Hilton. Like Paris Hilton reigns in prisons. She reigns in jail. Like those are places where she, hold on. Those are places where she reigns at. Like those are places where her kingdom thrives, her empire thrives, in prisons, jails, anything that has to do with fucking murder and abuse and child rape and all types of abuses, all types of human rights violations. while she sits there and manipulates the mainstream media and makes it seem like it's all a fucking joke. That's where Paris Hilton reigns. That's what I was saying. Like, ChatGPT is so nice to me because all I have to do is ask it, how is this person a villain? And you know, let me tell you something. Every time I ask ChatGPT, like, you know, like a good person, you know, a person that has like no scandalous bullshit or no fucking bullshit that involves violating other people's rights. If I ask the ChatGPT, I'll be like, oh, tell me 100 reasons how this person is a villain, and they'd be like, oh, something about that would be considered comedic, blah 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 blah, because this person has no history of being an abusive person or going to the mainstream media and just abusing the general public and manipulating people and all this other fucking bullshit. Like, I swear, like, ChatGPT is crazy because it's just like, it just tells it literally, like, this is what I love about ChatGPT. Like, it just tells it like it is. Like, that's it. Like, if you ask ChatGPT, is a tree a tree? The ChatGPT is gonna be like, yeah. If you ask ChatGPT, if you're like, is Malala Yousafzai like a fucking evil ass bitch that's literally going through to the mainstream media, torturing everyone and getting together with abusers like Andy Cohen and all these abusive gay guys to try to make it seem like they have like she has a grip over the fucking LGBT community, and then calls it drama, and then keeps on trying to manipulate and make it seem like it's all a fucking joke 24/7 and everything's a joke and a joke and a joke, and I'm not fucking actually laughing, and she thinks it's a joke, and she keeps manipulating and manipulating and manipulating, and then she'll use money. She'll, like, if she knows she's failing at something, she'll throw some money to try to manipulate the situation and manipulate it and manipulate and manipulate, and all she lives for is manipulating and manipulating and manipulating, and really fucking hates peace and tranquility, and she's always breaking the law 24/7, lawless 24/7. Really, ChatGPT would be like, Malala Yousafzai is not known for doing any such thing like that at all. So technically, if people were to associate her with being a villain, it would be considered extremely absurd and incongruous with reality. And then I'd be like, wait, that's not fair, ChatGPT. Okay. And then I would have to ask ChatGPT, I'd be like, well, in the absurd scenario or the insane scenario, let's just say that everything that Malala Yousafzai has done has been evil. Give me 100 reasons why Malala Yousafzai would be evil. And of course, ChatGPT would be like, well, in the absurd scenario of blah, 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 of blah, 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 of Malala Yousafzai being evil, it would make some absurd shit up. Like, they would claim like, oh yeah, Malala deliberately lied to make it seem like she got shot, just to manipulate. Like, it'll just make stuff up, like, be like, just to manipulate the boys of the world and blah blah blah, and make Islam go down and blah 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 blah, and all this fucking shit. And I'd be like, okay, I mean, that's kind of fair because Islam is a bit patriarchal, but still, at the end of the day, it would still go on with some shit and be like, oh yeah, like some shit, like she would, like some crazy shit, like, oh, she's wearing a hijab to make women feel less than, or some shit like that. You know, just crazy shit like that. But when it comes to Paris Hilton, it's just like, wait, that's like correlated with reality. Like, what? Like, ChatGPT isn't saying anything that's out of line. Like, that's correlated with reality. Like, Paris Hilton has a history of just being an abuser, off the fucking ass, running around. Like, ChatGPT even just flat out states it. Like, she sexually manipulates other people because she uses this nonsense about being this sex icon. She has like this sexual, she engages in, what do you call that shit? Like, God, I forgot what the word is, but it was a term that ChatGPT used that it was like thought insertion. You know, when people like say things that are subtle, but the intention is to insert a thought into what's going on because they mention it out loud, just so that you think about it, just so that some shit starts. Well, that's Paris Hilton. And it gave me so many examples of things that Paris Hilton just has done consistently just to fucking drive people fucking insane. And I asked ChatGPT, like, how is she even considered a businesswoman? Because really, at the end of the day, what she does is just fucking give, like, she literally just has heiress money, and that's it. Like, she has fame for doing absolutely nothing. I wouldn't call it fame, like I said, being well known. And of course, ChatGPT agreed with me and said, yeah, that's not really considered fame. Like, you're absolutely right. That's not really considered fame in the sense of what fame is. She is a well-known person, as in people know who she is, but she's not famous per se. Like, she's not famous. Like, Malala Yousafzai is famous. You know what I'm talking about? Like, do you understand? Do you understand what I mean by fame? Hold on. Oh yeah, and then it mentioned does Malala Yousafzai have a record of ridiculing people? And ChatGPT, as far as I know, as far as has been documented, Malala Yousafzai does not have a history of of ridiculing people, but Paris Hilton does, and she has many, many situations where she's ridiculed people. And this is the thing about Paris Hilton: she'll try to twist it around and be like, "Oh no, it's just all fun and games," but it's just like, girl, you know what? There's this term that's called "die quicker," and you know, if I were to go to ChatGPT right now and tell it to give me 200 synonymous phrases for die quicker, it would give me 250 synonymous phrases for die quicker. Um, oh girl, hold on. Oh, oh God, I hate that woman. I wouldn't even call her a woman. She doesn't even deserve to be called a human being. Because really, at the end of the day, y'all really think the United Nations is using Paris Hilton as a fucking, like, as a face? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Like, they use Malala Yousafzai as a face because she's like a representation of human rights and shit like that. But Paris Hilton, girl, bye. A representation of human rights, Paris Hilton, goodbye. Hold on. That bitch, Paris Hilton. People will be like, oh no, bitch is such a derogatory word to use against a woman. But it's just like, girl, I already said Paris Hilton is not a fucking woman. She's a monster. She's a living monster, dude. She's a living monster. She's a fucking demon, dude. She's an existent demon. Simple as that.